We are here at Democracy in Performance, which grew out of a course that I teach at Hofstra called Performing History. And I keyed a special section of that to go along with the debates Hofstra's hosting, the presidential debate. And so the students are performing and have worked for almost 8 months now, researching their historical characters, taking them on, embodying them, doing improvisations and answering questions in character.
Beginning of the struggle for women's rights.
And the tents you see are part of this old performance tradition, and they're working with professional performers together to reenact significant moments in American history.
And I am very proud of my brother because he chooses to speak against slavery from the pulpit, which is something not very many ministers of the North will do.
An interesting scene in Plymouth Church, they say. Purchase of a slave by the congregation. That was me at the age of 9. Before that day, I was Sally Maria Diggs. I lived in Baltimore with my grandmother.
Then to have reenacted a really amazing moment in American history when fugitive slave Henry Box Brown, in order to escape slavery, mailed himself in a box to Philadelphia for freedom.
I was born Henry Brown in the year 1815. Now most people know me as Henry Box Brown. I entered the world as slave. I was in this box 27 hours and traveled over 350 miles. I went into this box a slave, but I rose a free man.
Issues of both the citizenship, the right to vote, the right to be represented of both women and people of color were key to the performances that I chose. And when we had this invitation to do something special for Educate 08, I thought it would be wonderful to have Hofstra students do historical performances that relate to the issues that are in the current campaign. So historical issues of race and gender, Frederick Douglass talking to Abraham Lincoln, Victoria Woodhull running for president in 1872, all the women who ran for president in 1972. So I wanted Hofstra students to do that. And then through the generous support of Cynthia Bogard in the Center for Civic Engagement, the Provost's office, we were able to take what started out as just a wonderful class experience of historical performance out into this wonderful outreach for the community. And what I hope happens with students is that they've been researching their characters with me all semester long. Every word that's said is part of a historical document.
If you put poison into your system in any way, there is not a nerve that is not touched by it. There is not a muscle that does not feel it. There is not a bone nor a tissue, nor one single part nor parcel of your whole body that can escape it.
This is Sojourner Truth.
So they've chosen, based on their research of these characters who they're performing, what aspects of those characters' lives and issues they wanted to present. And they created those as their own scripts, and now they're performing them. And they're performing them in this historical performance tradition that's called Chautauqua, and it's an old tent performance tradition, which is why it comes from speech communication and oratory and performance studies rather than conventional drama.
It makes it a lot clearer. I feel like I'm actually in the moment as opposed to reading about something that happened in the past. It's like now I can be there experiencing it with them, which is really cool.
It's informative. It helps you realize kind of what took place before.
And so you see tents all over the campus where people do outdoor performance. And sometimes these are competing performances. So audiences will have to decide on the campus, as they did in the 19th century. Am I going to support the abolition of slaves tent, or am I going to the women's rights tent, or am I going to the labor tent and see Mother Jones organizing coal mine workers? And all of those issues are being performed today. So it's an opportunity for Hofstra students to see the historical roots of all of the contemporary issues that are going to be debated tomorrow right on our campus. And we see our current issues in a different light when we know on whose shoulders we stand. And that's really the purpose of it.